Hey everyone! The world works in certain ways until a new great innovation comes up and changes everybody's lives. Just a quick recap on the pandemic, which wasn't that easy and created a mark for us. At that time, it took more than 5 to 6 days for other grocery companies to deliver groceries, and we lived with the same frustration every day. Universally, we had this habit of settling down for what we have until the founders of Zepto came in and created a 10-minute delivery revolution. As everyone knows, Zepto is the grocery delivering quick commerce platform which introduced the 10-minute delivery and transformed the whole country and even posed an unexpected competition to industry giants like Amazon Fresh, Swiggy, Zomato, Dunzo, Big Basket, and so on. Today, we are going to look at the backstory behind the founders' innovation. The idea didn't pop into their mind abruptly. I mean, who would actually think about delivering in 10 minutes? It sounds insane, right? They had to learn it from their failure, Kirana Cart, which was the predecessor of Zepto. Adil Paneja and Kaivalya Vora are the two Indian Stanford dropouts who faced the same issues as we did. It took more than 6 to 7 days for other online grocery platforms to deliver, and the neighbors around them were elderly people who were facing a lot of pain buying groceries too. So they came up with an aggregator-based model called Kirana Cart, wherein people order groceries online in the nearby Kiranas and get it delivered through a delivery person. Initially, they partnered up with startup accelerator YC and started operating around the neighborhood of 50 to 60 people. They created WhatsApp groups, engaged with their customers, and delivered even through rickshaws at 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. as a team of two to make that 24/7 service work. And even had a customer care where they answered the queries of the customers anytime round the clock. They even got kicked out by the security when they tried to promote their app in various big community buildings in Bombay. But all of these things actually paid off. They were able to focus on what the customer actually wants. The YC experience was one of the key factors which helped them to grow Kirana Cart during the early days. YC partners like Tim Raddy was helping them a lot during the 12-week program, and every week they had to push through to show some improvement. Within few months, they scaled up the business to a point where they started hiring delivery agents and even created an app which was used by hundreds of people. And turns out, this all leveled up to a point where they started closing deals with the local stores across Mumbai, turning over 14 lakhs per month and taking over 300 orders in a day. They were able to get on board with initial investors like Nexus Venture Partners for Series A. Well, it looks like it all went right. It actually did. Kirana Cart said, even though it managed to attract investors and witnessed growth, it failed to capture its market. Why? Well, it seems like Kirana Cart faced a lot of operational difficulties, and the founders ended up finding that the customers actually didn't like the experience at all. Since it is an aggregator-based model, most of the times they received wrong orders, and people weren't just hyped because it was a 45-minute delivery and everybody was doing it. They had to hear the harsh truth from the customer that they only use the app because there weren't any alternatives and will definitely switch on to something else when the pandemic is over. So after they finished YC, they realized that Kirana Cart actually failed in product market fit, and they had to close the whole operation totally. Then enters Zepto. We've ranked and verticalized the whole operation and building a network of dark stores that can deliver to customers in under 10 minutes on average. But what actually sparked them to bring the idea of 10-minute delivery concept? And how did they execute the so-called crazy idea which then influenced the other big players into this quick commerce market? While operating with Kirana Cart, there were times when customers' location was near the store and they got the delivery very fast in under 10 minutes, and everything in the order was accurately delivered. Even the driver had a good experience as the location was near the store. This increased the satisfaction of the drivers and the customer reviews as well, and it was really great. They conducted a lot of surveys and took more than 3 months to experiment the model of Zepto, and turns out everything went well and they tried to make that impossible thing possible. 10-minute delivery with no delivery charge. Even though grocery delivery has a huge audience, the company's products were prominently used by 18 to 25-year-olds who were living in urban area. And these people like when the delivery is fast and accurate. They won over this segment and I think product market set. The founders saw this particular issue through the dark store model, which is an inventory which brings together a lump sum amount of products from other big distributors. And with the help of the packers inside the dark store, it was easy for the company to gain that speed to pack an order which was visible in a big dashboard and then give it to the delivery agents through a pigeonhole. After a point, they realized that Zepto was totally supply chain based and it would become really complex without hiring quality senior team. They decided to approach senior engineers, marketers, and product people from other big companies like Amazon and Flipkart, convince them to leave their job and help towards their vision. And of course, many of them disagree because the amount of skepticism with the idea was really huge. And who would leave their comfortable job and work at a startup? They went to their home, asked them to try Zepto to convince them that the idea would really work and it's possible, and did the same to other investors who were also skeptical about the idea too. And all of this happened while the second wave of lockdown. But how does Zepto actually work? And how did they try to solve the skepticism of the investors around them? Zepto partnered up with dark stores and specifically chose the location based on one thesis: small radius and high population. And as India has been filled with these kind of demographies, it was easier to make profit here with this idea. They used Locus, an artificial intelligence app which could provide information on the customer's geostatistical data, traffic dynamics, and the time required for the last mile delivery. In turn, the received data helps Zepto whether to build a dark store in that area or not. They used color-coded system on the driver's devices instead of order ID, and even have a scanning system to give the packers the ability to scan and automatically verify the items. They decided to keep the fast-moving products near the exit so that the workflow is really fast. Zepto doesn't take much delivery charge, but gets cash flow through a commission-based model, where they collect a percentage of money from the distributors as commission. Recently, the founders also claimed that the process of packaging to handing out to the delivery agents happens in 76 seconds. The customer gets an ETA according to the location they decide, and if the delivery is not made within that time, or sometimes even in 10 minutes, they reconcile with the users on discounts with little to no delivery charge. They also give out monthly salaries to their delivery agents, unlike its competitors who follow the earnings per order model. And this results in a good relationship with the delivery agent. Despite the fact that Zepto is really early in the game, and it has not even been 3 years since Zepto has started, the company is actually doing well. And within a year, their growth mark increased 200% each month, and the current valuation of the company is a whopping $900 million. It's a potential unicorn. For more videos and content regarding interesting startups like these, subscribe and get notified.